What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there. Today we're talking about our top 30 running backs and our top 24 quarterbacks for Week 1 fantasy football. Just a quick reminder, this is just a quick rundown of our rankings. If you're looking for a lot more detailed information, that can be found over on the Start Sit episodes. This is just a quick run through to get you guys some rankings here for this week, but we're not wasting any more time. We're diving right into the content. Hit that like button. Here we go. Kicking it off, number 1 of our quick and dirty top 30 running backs. It's Jonathan Taylor. Indianapolis Colts in a great matchup this week going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 2 is Saquon Barkley. Okay, I underestimated Saquon to start the year, but I mean, come on, give me a break. The guy hadn't really done anything in a year and a half. I had to see it to believe it. Well, we've seen it. He made me a believer. He's all the way up at number 2, going up against the Carolina Panthers, who just got absolutely annihilated on the ground by Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Number 3 is Austin Eckler in a great matchup going up against Kansas City. 4, Joe Mixon. Huge usage for Joe Mixon. Love to see that. DeAndre Swift probably won a lot of people's matchups for you last week. He's sitting at number 5. Number 6, Dalvin Cook in that new look Minnesota offense. 7, Christian McCaffrey. I'm dropping him down a few spots. I really feel like they're going to try to throttle back his touches throughout the season to keep him healthier. Does that mean he doesn't produce? No, but maybe the astronomical ceiling that we've seen over the last few years drops down a little bit. Got him at 7. Number 8, Nick Chubb. The guy is just a running back machine in a matchup here this week going up against the Jets. Should have no problem putting up big numbers once again. Number 9, Javonte Williams, and love the pass catching upside of Javonte Williams. Huge targets for him. Number 10, Leonard Fournette, Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the New Orleans Saints. Not the easiest of matchups, but I expect Uncle Lenny, playoff Lenny, Sunday night Lenny, just Sunday football Lenny, whatever you want to call him, to be good to go in the passing game this week. Got him at number 10. Number 11, Derrick Henry, and I really hate to put him this low, but this is a very difficult matchup for him going up against the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. This Bills defense is elite. Now, I know the last time we saw these two play, Derrick Henry handle business, and that's why he's still in the top 12 at number 11. Number 12, Antonio Gibson, finally involved in the passing game. Love to see that. 13, Aaron Jones. They've already come out and said, hey, we need to get Aaron Jones more involved. I expect that to happen here this week. Next up, we got James Conner, Arizona Cardinals. They need playmakers, right? They need options in this offense. James Conner is the one mainstay. Hopefully they can keep a game closer this week so they can actually utilize them for all 4 quarters. Number 15 is A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon may be the rock in the backfield here of the Green Bay Packers. Maybe not the big playability of Aaron Jones, but still somebody who's going to go out each and every week, get 15 to 18 touches, and be a solid start for your fantasy team. Number 16 is Kareem Hunt. Tried talking about this guy all offseason and said, like, listen, guys, we got to quit sleeping on Kareem Hunt. He's still going to be a thing. He was last week. I expect that to continue. 17, Josh Jacobs, Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Arizona Cardinals, whose defense really couldn't stop anything at this point. 18 is Alvin Kamara. Can they really utilize him more this week than we saw last week? Remember, with a lot of options in New Orleans, it's not just the Alvin Kamara show. In a tough matchup going up against Tampa Bay, maybe they try to get him going here a little bit this week with more pass catching opportunities. Got him at 18. 19 is Cordero Patterson, a guy who slipped a lot in fantasy football drafts this year. I remember talking about this guy like in June or July and asking the question, why is he so low on everyone's draft board? He's still going to have a role. Will he have the role that we saw in week 1 every week? No. Can't expect 25 touches a week, but right in the neighborhood of 17 or so? Absolutely. He's sitting at 19. Which will take us to 20. It's David Montgomery. Really not a whole lot we can take away from his game last week. It was a horrible, horrible game when it came to weather. Now he's playing against Green Bay, and there's a chance of rain again, something we're monitoring. For right now, though, got David Montgomery at 20. 21, Miles Sanders. We saw last week that this backfield's still going to be a mess with everybody finding the end zone. Is that going to happen every single week? Well, it's going to need to if we want these guys to be fantasy viable. For right now, the guy leading this backfield in touches, Miles Sanders, got him at 21. 22 is going to be Rashad Penny, Seattle Seahawks going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Honestly, Rashad Penny didn't look half bad this past week against a solid Denver front. I don't dislike Rashad Penny, and he could definitely be a solid flex for the coming weeks as long as he's staying healthy. 23, CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't have to do a whole lot against the Arizona Cardinals. Scored a butt ton of points in the first half, basically coasted the second half. Can we see that going forward from CEH? He's going to be the number 1 guy in this backfield to get the first opportunity at pass catching work. Got him at 23. 24, Chase Edmonds. The volume was there, the production was not, but the offense looking pretty good in Miami, and I'm going to give Chase Edmonds another shot here inside the top 24 at number 24. 25, Travis Etienne, Jacksonville Jaguars, a very difficult matchup going up against the Indianapolis Colts. A Colts front that could really stop the rushing game between the tackles. That could definitely help out the passing work going the way of Travis Etienne, who just barely missed a solid fantasy day in week 1 by dropping a touchdown on the goal line, got him at 25. 26 is Damian Harris. Looks like Mac Jones is going to be healthy, but Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, 2 running backs that need solid work each and every week in this offense to move the ball. They're just not that much of a vertical offense to really rely on the passing game right now. Got Damian Harris at 26. 27, Jeff Wilson filling in for the injured Elijah Mitchell. I would love to throw him higher, but I'm not counting on the fact that this is somewhat of a committee backfield going forward and not just the Jeff Wilson show. So I got him at 27. 28 is going to be Darrell Henderson. Going to be somewhat cautious with Darrell Henderson. I don't want to just overly exaggerate with his potential production. Not a bad matchup for him here this week going up against Atlanta, but I'm going to do a little bit of a pause for the cause in case Sean McVay wants to utilize Cam Akers a little bit more here this week. 29, Zeke Elliott, and I do not like this whatsoever. I even contemplated putting him lower in the rankings. His offensive line depleted. His starting quarterback is now Cooper Rush. He's not going to have rushing lanes to run through behind this offensive line. And then if we needed to make things any worse, he's going up against a Cincinnati run defense, which honestly isn't half bad. Zeke Elliott sitting at 29, and then 30, Najee Harris. I really put him here because I don't want a bunch of people asking me down in the comment section, what happened to Najee? Did Najee retire? Is Najee dead? No, but Najee is not 100% healthy. We're not even for sure he's going to play yet this week, and he's got a matchup going up against the New England Patriots, who on paper are damn good against the run. I'm really worried about Najee Harris. Just make sure you follow us here throughout the week for any injury updates to see what this matchup is really going to look like going forward. But for now, put him at number 30. But because I'm a man of the people, and I wish that I could fit 35 into 30, which I still haven't figured out how to do, I got 5 guys just on the outside looking in. We got James Robinson in a very difficult matchup on the ground going up against the Indianapolis Colts. Devin Singletary, can he get more opportunities this week and maybe a closer ball game? Breece Hall just saw 10 targets last week. If he's going to be that involved in the passing game and can start really reeling in some of those receptions, he's somebody we're going to start looking at a little bit more closely. Also going to find his teammate here, Michael Carter, with both these guys really splitting usage in this backfield. It's not a backfield that gets a whole lot of scoring opportunities, so they're kind of going to eat into each other's ceiling. Got Michael Carter here as well. And then lastly, J.K. Dobbins. A lot of reports are coming out right now that he could be available this week. He's going back from healthy to questionable, from questionable to help. All over the place. We're waiting to see on Dobbins. He's definitely somebody to pay attention to. If he's 100% healthy, he's going to be verge top 25, but I got to see him healthy first, so we're kind of paying close attention to that. Stay updated here throughout the remainder of the week. If we find any more news, we'll make sure to relay it on to you, but that was the first 5 out of my top 30. How about we now look at our top 24 overall quarterbacks? And number 1 really shouldn't be a surprise. It's Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, going up against the Tennessee Titans. This dude just scores points. Number 2, Patty Mahomes. We saw last week that he doesn't need Tyreek Hill to go out there and throw 5 touchdowns still. Number 3, Justin Herbert in that potential shootout against Patrick Mahomes. 4, Lamar Jackson. A great matchup for him here this week going up against the Miami Dolphins. If Lamar Jackson keeps throwing for touchdowns and we start to sprinkle in a little bit more rushing, he's definitely going to carry some fantasy teams. Number 5 then is Kyler Murray. Even though Call of Duty releases this weekend and a lot of people think that he's not going to be focused on the game, I'm not reading too much into that. In a game in which they were just embarrassed, now going up against the Las Vegas Raiders, got Murray at 5. 6 is Jalen Hurts. Don't watch him play. Just watch him score fantasy points in your fantasy apps. Number 7, Joe Burrow. Dude had a buttload of turnovers in week 1. Credit the Pittsburgh defense here just a little bit. Hoping for a bounce back game for Joe Burrow. Got him at number 7. Derek Carr. Number 8, going up against the Arizona Cardinals, a defense which is horrific. Number 9, Russell Wilson. Even though he lost last week in Seattle and it was pretty ugly there at the end, dude still went out, threw the ball great, and is racking up passing yards with the likes of Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. Number 10 is Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings matchup on Monday Night Football going up against Philadelphia. Saw Jared Goff find some success against this secondary, and I really expect the offense of Minnesota to do the same. Got Cousins at 10. 11 is Carson Wentz of the Washington Commandos going up against the Detroit Lions, and now with multiple weapons in this passing game with Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson, sprinkling a little bit of Logan Thomas. Carson Wentz has some playmakers at his disposal to throw the ball deep down the field consistently. Number 12, Matt Ryan, Indianapolis Colts going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 13 is Tom Brady. Looked a little bit off in week 1. How much of that was the Dallas defense? How much of that was the rust on Tom Brady not really doing much this preseason? He's at 13. 14 is Matthew Stafford looking to bounce back after being absolutely embarrassed in week 1 against Josh Allen. 15 is Trey Lance, San Francisco 49ers, and I'm not holding anything against him from week 1, out there playing in a freaking tsunami. He should have better weather, hopefully this weekend, to play in and really show what maybe that potential upside could be against the Seattle Seahawks. Got him at 15. 16 is Tua Tagovailoa going up against the Baltimore Ravens. I really like this offense. They're not going to ask Tua to do too much, and with the speed and the playmakers that he has at his disposal, this is literally a guy that could go out there, throw for only 25 pass attempts, but have some big numbers because these guys can rack up the yak yardage when he throws it to them short. We kind of saw something similar to that with Jalen Waddle just last week. 17, Aaron Rodgers. Can he find somebody to throw the damn ball to that can catch it consistently? I expect to see a lot more Aaron Jones out of the backfield this week. Got Aaron Rodgers at 17. 18 is Jameis Winston. Like what I saw overall from the New Orleans offense, but now a super difficult matchup going up against Tampa Bay, and I don't know if I really want to tempt fate there. Got him at 18. 19 is Marcus Mariota, who really showed that rushing upside in week 1. Do we see that again here this week? He's going up against the Rams. It's a more difficult matchup. If we can see it 2 weeks in a row, we're going to start believing it and maybe throwing him up a little bit higher in these rankings. Ryan Tannehill at number 20. Crazy difficult matchup for him going up against the Buffalo Bills. I love Ryan Tannehill when Derrick Henry is healthy. Well, Derrick Henry is healthy, but I'm not risking Tannehill too much here. Got him at number 20 going up against Buffalo. 21 then is going to be Justin Fields, Chicago Bears, Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. And potentially bad weather. Again, this kid just cannot catch a break. I love the potential tools that he has, but can he just get some sunshine? Can he get a clear field for once, please? Got Justin Fields at 21, 22, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions. You know they're going to be trailing. You know they're going to be throwing. And now with the likes of Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and DJ Chark, he has more options to throw to and has some opportunity, I guess you could say, for some added passing yardage. 23 is Trevor Lawrence in a difficult matchup going up against the Indianapolis Colts. He just hasn't proven yet to be able to go out there and throw multiple touchdowns in a game. And until he gets to that point, he's really hard to start, but I got him right here at 23. And then 24, future Hall of Fame quarterback Geno Smith of the Seattle Seahawks. Put some respect on Geno's name. He went out there, took care of the football, took it to a difficult defense, and really didn't look half bad. He's still utilizing Tyler Lockett. He's still utilizing DK Metcalf. Multiple tight ends in this offense, and then we sprinkle in a little Rashad Penny. The volume may not be huge for Geno Smith, but if he can protect the football, he's not like a horrible quarterback, and I'll have him sitting right here at 24. But there you have it, my quick and dirty top 30 running backs and top 24 overall quarterbacks for week 2 fantasy football. Hopefully I was able to help set a few lineups here and there. If you have questions, leave them down below in the comment section. And don't forget, Saturday night, 9 p.m., Sunday morning, 11 a.m., we're live right here on this channel answering as many fantasy football questions as we possibly can. So mark your calendars, hit the subscribe button, mark the little bell notification so you know as soon as we go live, because we have a lot of fun on those live streams. I don't know if I've ever laughed harder on camera than I did last Saturday during our live stream. We were having so much fun. Tears were in my eyes. So be sure not to miss out on that. It's a lot of fun. Look forward to hanging out with you guys there during those live streams. But for now, I'm going to get out of here for the day. Have a great rest of your day, a great week, and we'll talk to you later.